You're watching TVC Breakfast. Now, following the deaths of 3 policemen and a civilian in Ibi, Taraba State last week, the Nigerian Army has issued an advisory for all soldiers to tread carefully anywhere they see police officers in the coming weeks.
Well, an inspector general, or an inspector, I should say, 2 sergeants and a civilian were killed in a shootout after they arrested a renowned kidnapper known as Alhaji Hamisu Bala Wadume. The team, led by an assistant superintendent of police, came under attack by soldiers of the Nigerian Army, and the already handcuffed suspect was freed. He is indicted in a series of high-profile kidnappings, including the abduction of an oil trader who paid 100 million naira as ransom.
Joining me now is a public affairs analyst, Nelson Ekujumi. Nelson, it's good to have you join me.
Yeah, good morning.
I wonder what you make of this development since that story broke about a week or over that ago, where there's the continuous face-off between the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian police.
Well, thank you very much. I think that we must regard that day as an assault on the territorial integrity of Nigeria, because you expect that in a civil engagement like that, the military should take orders, from the higher authority with regards to, internal security, which is the police. But once again, we have seen a reoccurrence of that sad episode, which has been, with us for a long time. And for me, it saddens me. If security agencies can be deployed to perform legitimate functions and they come under attack that even lead to the loss of lives of those security, then we are all at risk. So for me, it's a sad development. It's one that the authorities need to really work around to ensure that there's no reoccurrence, because I expect the military to be a professional, to be a trained, institution.
Now, there are talks about the issue of the fact that the security agencies that are supposed to collaborate are not really working together. We have heard that before, where they say, especially in the fight against Boko Haram, where the DSS has its information, has its own working in its own strategy, with its own strategy. The police has its own, the military, navy, they all have theirs, and all of that. Does this lay credence to the fact that there is no collaboration between the security agencies?
Yes, that is the pointer that is staring us all in the face. And I must also report here that this is not with regards to security issues alone. I've been opportune to witness security agents fighting one another at election collation centers, trying to claim superiority over who is supposed to provide security. That tells you the level of acrimony that exists between them. So this has been with us for a long time. But the question is, can we continue on this path? Definitely no. So the authorities need to recycle their operatives to recognize that, look, gentlemen and ladies, you are not working for yourself. You are working for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And they are laid down procedures, because what this has shown is that the agencies are working at cross purposes. There's this superiority clash, sort of. So they need to be reined in to make them realize that, no, even though you are a senior superior officer, this is what the rule says. There's no issue of one agency being superior to the other. The Constitution or the rules stipulates who is supposed to be where, who follows next, who can be called for enforcement. In this case, it was not a case of war, where the military has the upper hand, to take decisions. In this case, it was a civil engagement, the arrest of a security threat, one kidnap kingpin, and lo and behold, the operatives came under attack. So it tells you clearly.
And the kidnapped suspect, or the suspect who was being conveyed, who was in handcuffs and leg cuffs, is still at large as it is right now. Well, now, what do you make of the advice by the military that they should wear mufti anywhere they go right now, because there could be some reprisals from the police?
Well, I think that should not be unexpected, but I think the military has to go further to cement the strained relationship, the tension that is already existing between them and the police. And I expect even the Inspector General of Police to call his men and rededicate them to their line of duty. That, look, this is not a confrontation between you and the Nigerian Army or other sister agencies. An error has been made, even though for some of us, that error is unpardonable. We expect that the officers involved must be arrested and they must be brought to justice to serve as a deterrent. Because for so long, we have seen instances like this, and at the end of the day, we don't get to hear the outcome.
Exactly.
Well, we know now that investigations have taken off, so to speak. The Chief of Defense Staff has been mandated to bring the needed answers. The police and the army are also doing their separate investigations. What are the answers you want, the answers that you desire or you demand right now?
Yes, I think the answers we desire is that who authorized the military operatives to attack the police team that were on official engagement. Also, you expect that before the army team should swing into action, they must have taken, authorization from superior quarters. And in this case, it was a case of a police issue. It was an internal security arrangement that you expect the army to have been, circumspect, to have, followed the regulations or the line of order.
Absolutely. I'm sure you've seen the headlines this morning. A particular national daily is leading with the captain that ordered the soldiers who were on duty at that point, who carried out the dastardly act. There were recorded more than 100 calls between the suspect and the captain, the superior officer. How does this, help or douse the tensions in this matter?
Well, what it tells you clearly is that, like in every institution, you have the bad eggs, you have the moles. You want to ask, what's the relationship between the army captain, an officer of the Nigerian army, with a suspected kidnap kingpin? That tells you clearly that maybe they were working, in alliance with him. And that was why they came to his rescue. Even in such a situation where the information they have revealed that was that they suspected that the man was being kidnapped. You expected them to have arrested the policemen if they were really serious, if they were really professional in line with their callings. But the situation whereby you just met the team and you engaged in a shootout, that means definitely you have more,
Another twist to this issue is the likelihood of possible good relations between kidnappers and even members of their community. A theory is also circulating online about Hamisu now raising an alarm from the boss when he was, being conveyed by the police, raising an alarm that he was being kidnapped. Yes. And so it was from that point that alarm spread to the army checkpoints and all that. So members of the population, residents, actually helped in, protecting him.
No, I don't think so, because, a lot of residents or civilians don't really have the security information that the security agencies do have. So it is not unlikely that people who were, raising that alarm, in response to his call that he was being kidnapped, might have been doing that innocently. But that is not to hide the fact that there might also have been some, people working for him. Absolutely. That helped to fuel that, information.
Nelson Ekujimi, let's rest at this point now. Thank you for your time with us on TVC Breakfast.